Hi, I'm Glenyce Hughes, and I am a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. I travel the world facilitating classes and sessions and online programs and all sorts of things to inspire people to choose to be the greatness that they truly be. The change that I wish to create in the world is for every person to know that there is always another possibility. So it doesn't matter how horrific the situation seems or how helpless the situation seems or how old the person is or how young the person is, there's always another possibility. From my awareness, we create our lives. And if we believe that nothing else is possible, that we're stuck where we're at, then that becomes our life. That becomes our everyday. And my wish for the world, for every person to know there's always something else possible. We created these lives, which means we can actually change them. So whenever something isn't working, or whenever something isn't maybe as good as you would like it to be, or maybe it's even really awesome, there's always something else possible. Like always, there's always another possibility. What inspires me to continue choosing to create this change on the planet is that when I was growing up, I didn't know anything else was possible. I really bought the lie of this reality that what was in front of you was as good as it got. And the phrase, life's a bitch and then you die was something I said often. And as I started on my journey into changing and possibilities and energetics and magic and miracles, I became so aware that that was one of the biggest lies I had ever bought. That just the way it is, just the way it shows up is the way it has to be. And I would love for everybody in the world to know that it isn't that way. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be that way, definitely, but it doesn't actually have to be that way. So that's really what inspires me to keep creating what I'm creating and choosing what I'm choosing, is so that every person knows there's something else that's possible. Yes, I have wanted to give up. There have actually been many times where giving up felt so much more possible than continuing on this journey. A lot of times you just assume that as you're creating a miraculous and magical and phenomenal life, that everybody is there to support you and assist you and is grateful that you're choosing that. And it's not always true. So there are times that there are people who don't agree with your journey or don't agree with what you're choosing or what you're being in the world. And those have been probably the times where I've really wanted to give up. I've really wanted to quit, when I had, kind of the face smack of what a lot of people in this reality are choosing, which is not to choose greater and to stomp and stop people who are. And I'm very grateful that I never ever allowed it to stop me and to allow it for me to give up. And I encourage you to do the same. There's probably people in your life that would like you to stay the same and to fit into their idea of who you should be. And that's one way to be on the planet. And I wonder what else might be possible if we all just chose to be us, no matter who loved it or who didn't love it. My advice to those of you who desire to be your greatness on the planet is just to be you. Like, so many times people assume that being your greatness means that you're somebody totally different than who you are at home by yourself or with your loved ones. I've found out that that is actually the opposite of what it is. Being you is who you be at home with people you're comfortable with. It's being that you everywhere. I mean, I've talked a lot about in my business. When I started my business 15 years ago, I had this professional persona and image of who I was to be as the business Glenyce. And the more that I studied Access Consciousness and the more that I was willing to be me, I was shocked to find out that that actually wasn't an invitation, because it wasn't actually me. Who me is who I am with hubby, who I am with my family, who I am by myself. That's me. And the more that we're willing to be that us in the world, the more it inspires others to be. And the less lies there are, because that business persona or image of me wasn't real. It was a very fake of who I thought a professional and successful business person should be. And it's not. I like to laugh. I like to laugh at myself. I'm silly. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. And I'm willing to share that with the world now. And that's my advice to you, is just to be you. Just to be you in the world, that you're so comfortable with at home by yourself. Be willing to bring that into the world.